What is up? Welcome to the episode. We just got back from a drift day. Didn't really feel like recording. I was gonna get some in-car footage, but I forgot my camera gear. So here we are. But the truck did amazing towing up there. Clarksville has a lot of steep grades going up to it. I think I was cruising 76, 75. Left it in cruise going up the hills. I think the transmission, the hottest it got was like 203, which ain't bad. It usually likes to sit around 190s. We'll probably put a nice transmission cooler on it sometime in the future, but for now, pretty happy with it. It got like 10.4 miles a gallon by the time we got to Clarksville, which is pretty dang good. In the 7.3, I think the best was usually about 12. Pretty happy with the purchase. Don't regret it. So onto the car. A couple events back, I messed up my door. Got hit. Well, I hit someone besides the fact. And I also went off track a lot and messed up my alignment where you see this. See that is the front adjustment bolts, the cam bolt that adjusts the lower control arms. We got that fixed. I got all new hardware, Mazda hardware, and I just replaced the front ones that were bent. Got it all back in shape. We didn't have to go get an alignment, and we sent it at Clarksville, so good there. We got some new damage on the car though. I hit the concrete pad of the light pole, so it's not too bad. Besides the damage, the car did great. Didn't have other issues other than the normal stuff, which is like I need a better tune and whatnot. So this is probably the last event with this setup. After we get Raymond's car out, we're gonna pull this back in, get everything updated. Let's just say that. So let's get this thing pulled out. Let's get Raymond's car back in here, and I'll kind of update you on what's going on. Unit. At least old girl fires up now. So where we left off on this thing is we got it finally running. Running is a relative term. We got started and we drove it down the driveway. It smokes a crap ton. We got a check engine light on and the throttle body was sticking on me. My plan is to take all of that off there and to put it on that car. Basically, take 2 units and hopefully make a good one out of it. 2 videos back, I had a comment about maybe there might be a fuel injector issue and that's why it burnt the valves. So that's what I'm suspect of. And then also the throttle body sticking. I'm hoping that one's a little bit better. Definitely gonna try the injectors off that. Also clean it while we have it out. We also need to check engine light, make sure it's nothing crazy, and hopefully pinpoint us to the issue of why it's smoking and or running bad. And on top of that, we need to weld this downpipe down here back together where I had to cut it to get it out because the bolts on the upper part and lower part were not coming apart. So let's get to it. So the first thing we're gonna do is check the engine code. So to do that, you gotta pull this carpet down. There is a little glass hole. There is a light that we're gonna be looking for once we turn the key to the on position. There's the light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16. All right, double check it. 15, 16. All right, so now we need to get on the computer or your phone and check an OBD0 ECU code list. We're on the Honda Tech website, and it looks like 16 is a fuel injector system, defective circuit, or unplugged defective fuel injector. Just like the guy in my comments 2 videos ago, might be a fuel injector. So, before I take this one apart, maybe we can just swap fuel injectors and see how that does. Alright, let's see how hard these are to get off. Not too bad. Dear God, that dude was in there. It looks pretty clean. Not like gunked up or anything. Dude doesn't look bad either. To my, you know, weakeneder eyes. Ain't no professional. Put this guy in. Let's check the wiring real quick. Make sure we don't see any cuts. Anything crazy. Fingers crossed. This is the issue. That would be freaking solid. Alright. We'll see what she does. We do not have a check engine light now. It's taking the revs a little bit better. Let's see if this little unit will take a trip down the road. I can't see Jack Diddley. I'll be right back. So I've done a couple rips. It seems to be doing a lot better as I drive it more and more. So I think once we get all this old fuel out, we'll be good. It also might help fixing that exhaust open right there, and all that back pressure is probably not helping the O2 sensor as well. But I mean, she's running pretty good. We still have the rev hang, so I need to fix that. That's definitely not cool. But I mean, she's a little unit, not overheating or anything. I'm really hoping this smoke's not like a head gasket, and it's just old fuel. So we'll see. Give her a little 1-2 here. Uh-oh, bucking. Not too bad, not too bad. The first drive, pretty good, not overheating, alternator's working good, coolant fan is still cycling on and off. The plan now is to take this manifold back off, get the lower portion unhooked, weld those back together, and then take this thing down to the gas station, get it filled up with new gas, and hopefully that being welded back up will help the O2 sensor get a good reading, not all that back pressure. And then from there, we'll see if that fixes the smoking issue or doesn't, and then kind of go from there. I'm hoping it's not like a coolant smoke, but you would think it would overheat if it was, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. It's just old fuel. We probably might have to change the fuel filter again, but let's get this manifold off, get it welded, and then take this thing down to the gas station, fill it up. So we got the manifold off. I got it over here on the table, and I was able to get all those nuts off. I used a lug nut to weld onto those nuts, and thankfully we were able to get it off. Hopefully we didn't goober up these threads. Maybe I can chase them real quick and they'll be good to go. So let's see if I can get that going. All right, so we got one done, and we got a nut threading on pretty good. Kind of having to do it a getaway. This guy is too big. It's hitting the other it's hitting the other studs. So I hand put it on there, and then I'm having to use this to kind of crank it. So, but hopefully we can get the other two chase as well and find some more of these, because I couldn't find any the last time I looked. And we should be good to put that back on, then weld it to that downpipe. And there we go. Got her back on, got all those threads chased. Found two identical nuts, and then this cast nut has the same thread, so we're gonna send it. Sorry, Ray. So now let's put it on there, and then we're going to mark up where it lines up on that thing, so when we take it out, we can get it welded back proper. So I was actually able to throw a little tack on there. I did put some white, but I realized it'd be better just to tack it, and I got a little tack on the other side. There's a little gap. Maybe once we get it out, I can close that, but now I'm gonna unbolt it there, and unbolt it there, and put it on the welding table, and hopefully make it look pretty, but we'll see. we got everything back on. I think I welded that too steep of an angle. I should not have hammered it. Should have just filled the gap. So I'm about to take that back off, cut it, and bend it back down because the pipe is running the oil pan pretty tight. Fine, it's on there for now. We can at least take it back out and see how it does. I did notice some oil coming out of that, or fluid, black fluid. It didn't smell like coolant. It kind of smelled like just fuel, so I don't know. We'll see. But let's pull it out, see what it's doing. Well, take two. That thing did not do good, especially with me welding it this way, and then it was leaking a lot, so I put on the one from the wagon out there on. Raymond can just borrow that for now. We'll see if it's good. All right. Much quieter. Definitely feels like it's running better just from that acceleration. So let's go for a little drive, and then if it's good, I'll see you at the gas station. Well, we made it. Let's fill it up with some 87 and then go back on a ride. Make sure there's no gas under the car. Nope. All right, gas gauge don't work. Gotta fix that. Off to the house. Well, do some driving then to the house. Well, we're back. This thing is just a purring. I think it is just getting better and better as I drive it. Let's see. Yeah, and then there's still like some puffs back here if you get to the higher RPMs. So there's that like little puffs, but then it just clears up. And if you drive it normal, no smoke. So we're just gonna have to kind of play it by ear and just see what happens. But I mean, I think this is a win, man. Maybe might have Raymond come over, let him drive it, and then also see the smoke, smell it, see what he thinks. I need a second pair of eyes out here because, for one, I'm colorblind, and two, it's always good to have a second opinion. I've also would like to take that exhaust manifold back off and see how much oil has came out just from that driving. I probably drove this thing for about 20-30 minutes, just up and down, ripping through gears, trying to clear it out, but it's not. So maybe I mess with a valve stem seal or something. That would be the hope, and it's not like some rings or something bad. But what to move on to next is I'd like to get the tires on Raymond's wheels, get those installed, and then clean it. Then I guess from there, see what Raymond wants to do. All right, let's see if Raymond approves.
まだ S シャージではない。
Damn, Raymond ain't a B16, dog. It's got power though.
トランスミッションはおそらく役に立ちます。
Oh, definitely. Yeah, let's see. It's a little smoke back there. You can smell it.
はい。どの油が入っているのでしょうか。ただの古いお尻の油。
Some Walmart oil that I had laying around.
濃厚なエンジンオイルを入れます。
There was like the rest of it's the old shit. so it might be old too. It's got new radiator fluid though.
運転が上手です。
I know. And these are on these dry rot ass tires too.
あはははは。
That's why I haven't taken it too far. No power steering, Ray.
はい。
Raymond's baby arms. Homie's driving like he's Japanese. So, test drive with Ray went good. He thinks definitely is oil burning, so we're going to try to change it with some new fluid, some Rotella, right? Thick Rotella? Yeah, thick Rotella. Throw that in there, see if it helped out a little bit. We're gonna pull the spark plugs, check those, and hopefully it's not the rings or something. I mean, that's all I can think about other than valve sim seals. So it runs pretty good for, you know, lower end being solid, hopefully. So we'll see when we pull the spark plugs. I might take the manifold back off and see if it's still collecting oil in that valley. But since we have it out, we're gonna clean up real quick. Maybe clean the engine bay while we're out here. But yeah, let's get to it.
Gonna be the San Peso Pluma too.
All right, so cleaned up good. You can kind of see, looks like we probably sprayed some paint off, but that's fine. It's gonna need a paint job anyways. Cleaned up the hood, even though we're taking the hood. Sorry, Ray. Also did the engine bay, which turned out pretty good, and it started right back up, so we didn't mess anything up, hopefully. Now we are just cleaning the car out, probably pull that manifold off and see if there is oil in it, and the spark plugs again, and change the oil, all those things, and see if we can fix something, fix it from smoking. So, be right back. That back seat is disgusting.
It is nasty, huh? A little bit of tough stuff. We'll get it out.
Disgusting.
Oh, that's 2x4 in here. You trying to do some body work?
That's probably what dude was doing. Find any dead rats yet? So we got the spark plugs pulled out. Cylinder, what was this, 4, was definitely coated in oil. These were lightly coated on the threads. We went ahead and took the valve cover off, replaced those gaskets here, and then the whole valve cover gasket, because I forgot to do that when I put it back together. So I just cleaned all these up. I'm gonna reinstall them, take this off real quick, see how that port is. Then we're also gonna drain the oil, put fresh oil in it, new filter, and then take it for a drive again and see how it is. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Kind of see it. So we kind of got it over here too, in like the corners. It's very weird. I'm gonna clean up one more time, get all the stuff put back together, and see if it does it again. So we got all back together. We got the port cleaned out, valve cover, gasket put on. We changed oil, so hopefully all of that makes our issue go away, but I doubt it. But you know, it's good to be optimistic sometimes. We lost Raymond, so it'll just be me on the ride again. So we'll see how much I can record. So let's get this pulled out. Let's go for a drive. Also, Ray did a pretty good job vacuuming in here. Just need to clean those back seats. She's still puffing at the moment. But we're not warmed up yet, so we'll give it some time. Well, she's still smoking, so we're going to do a compression test. Oh, helps if I put it on the nipple. All right, take 2. What is that? 130? 135, almost 140. Also, by the way, I just noticed this has battery plus on it. That's pretty bad. Someone needs that written on there. 132-ish, 33. Last one. 135. Everything I'm reading online says it's piston rings because under acceleration is when it's smoking, not on decel, which I can't tell for sure. So I don't own a leak down tester. As you saw, the compression tester, I mean, everything was pretty close to each other. Warm motor, 130 is still kind of low, but our issues are definitely cylinder 1 the most. Cylinder 2 and 3 have some in it, but it's not too alarming. I'm going to take the manifold back off, see how bad it is now after the oil change and everything, and possibly pull the head apart and do the valve stem seals for that cylinder and see if it helps. If it doesn't, then it's definitely probably the piston rings, which sucks. But since it's not too bad, maybe we just leave it alone for now, let Raymond take it, and then we'll do something later. Because I don't know if he's gonna keep this in here. He might throw a case series in it for all I know. So, but for now, that's all I'm gonna do. We'll see if the valve stem seals fix it on that side. If it's still pretty bad coming out of the exhaust port. All right, so I got the manifold off, and that port still has oil in it, but it's not as bad. So the very first time and second time, the oil was all in here, and now it's just right here. And then we have a little bit back there, if you can see it, where this one was a lot worse. And I don't think the other one beside it has anything in it. Just like a little puddle in the back, but like nothing as bad as it was. So we've definitely helped it, but it's still there. Put all that back together. Also went down here and marked my top dead center, which you can see my little white lines, so we can check the timing if we ever get to that point. So after that drive, it's definitely smoking on acceleration, so more than likely the rings are gone or going. Once it warms up, it kind of goes away unless you're in high RPMs or really getting on it. So it's still good enough for Raymond to take, chill, and then maybe we'll pull it someday, redo the bottom end, get the head checked like we should have in the first place, and then it'll be another ripper for another 300,000 miles. I don't know if y'all saw, but that chassis has 317,000 miles on it. So more than likely someone just got the head done and did not get the block done. So the block still has, who knows, 300,000 miles on us. I mean, makes sense for those rings to be bad. So with all that being said, we still need to take the parts off the car. And the reason why Raymond's wheels didn't go on, I didn't say earlier, is that we need some special lugs. We'll probably do that next time Ray's over. So now, gotta clean up this mess, get the brown wagon pushed in, and start working on that. With that being said, I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.